RJ Barrett is silencing the haters. Let's get into this. Coming out of high school, going into college, playing for Duke, RJ Barrett was one of the most hyped prospects, even being the #1 high school player in the country. RJ Barrett got most of his fame playing against Chino Hills and the Ball brothers, where RJ put up amazing numbers, and that really put him on the map. Going into Duke with Zion Williamson and Cam Reddish, the big two was really supposed to be Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett, who were the 1 and 2 top prospects coming out of high school. But as we all know, obviously Zion Williamson ended up going crazy in college and ended up being the #1 consensus overall pick going into the draft. Zion's brilliance really put RJ in the dust and really in the back seat, and no one was paying attention to RJ. RJ quietly averaged 19 points per game in college, which is really good, and on most teams he would be the best player on the team. But deservedly so, Zion Williamson got all the attention, and going into the NBA draft, it was pretty clear it was going to be Zion 1, Ja 2, and RJ 3. And that's exactly how it went. RJ went number 3 to the New York Knicks. In RJ's rookie season, he showed flashes, averaging 14 points per game on 40% from the field and 5 boards per game, which was a pretty solid rookie season. RJ obviously had some flaws, like every rookie really does. Only averaging 14 points per game is a solid season, but it's nothing crazy, of course. But really what hurt RJ Barrett in the eyes of typical NBA fan was the fact that the two guys that went before him, Ja Morant and Zion Williamson, had all-time great rookie seasons. But either way, RJ definitely had a pretty decent season, and the disrespect started when RJ didn't make any of the 3 rookie teams after his rookie season. But RJ didn't let that get to him, he just worked harder during the offseason. The biggest critique about RJ's game in his rookie season, and throughout his whole career honestly, is his jump shot, and he really needed to improve his jump shot. So what RJ did that offseason was really change the way how he shoots, and really tried to improve it. But going into this season, RJ was shooting an atrocious 18% from deep, which got all the haters talking and people around the NBA. A lot of people were starting to say that RJ Barrett was a complete bust and should be in the G League and not in the NBA anymore. Others were comparing RJ to far worse players and saying that they had a better career going for them just because RJ was struggling for a stretch. But RJ kept working and working. After his offseason where he really tried to change his jump shot and saw struggles early on in his season, he didn't let that necessarily affect him, and that's one of his greatest qualities. But even though RJ's shooting, especially his 3-point shooting, was really bad at the time, it was clear that he definitely took a step in the right direction because his defense improved, his ability to get to the basket improved, and what really was the biggest change between season 1 and season 2 was his passing ability and vision. But RJ kept working on his jump shot tirelessly, and now he's really starting to see the results of all that hard work paying off. RJ Barrett this season has improved his points per game from 14 points per game to 17.6 points per game this season, and he's more efficient on 45% from the field, also improving his rebounding ability, and as I said before, his passing ability has really improved as well. After that really rough stretch that RJ had to begin this season, ever since then he's been playing great and really shown that he's really taken the next step. As I said before, a lot of people were saying RJ's 3-point ability was the worst part of his game, which is 100% true, and he was never known for being a good 3-point shooter, but people needed him to be decent from 3. But ever since the All-Star break, he's shooting 46% from deep, which is absolutely incredible for anybody, but especially for a guy who's not supposed to be a 3-point shooter. Obviously, RJ vastly improved his 3-point shooting ability, but another critique about him was he was not clutch, and I actually think that was a pretty fair argument considering in the clutch he had a tendency to turn the ball over and miss open shots for the win or for the tie. Even Anthony Edwards going on record saying that he was happy that RJ Barrett got the last shot to potentially win the game against the Timberwolves not too long ago. But it really appears like that comment really set RJ off, and ever since then he's been pretty great in the clutch, hitting clutch shot after clutch shot, even getting fouled in a 3-pointer late against the Memphis Grizzlies and hitting all 3 free throws to tie the game and go into overtime, and they eventually ended up winning that game. When I can guarantee you either last season or even earlier this season, RJ would have missed at least one of those free throws and the Knicks would have ended up losing that game. It really looks like that Anthony Edwards comment really helped RJ Barrett and lit a fire under him, especially in late game situations. RJ is now 5 for 10 from the field in late game situations under 2 minutes in clutch games, which is pretty good honestly. There's plenty of guys who are all-star level that are not as good in the clutch as that, but that's not the end of the disrespect for RJ Barrett. Recently, ESPN put out a list of the top players under 25 years old, and RJ didn't end up making the list. I feel like a big reason why RJ was getting so much hate and so disrespected was mostly because he had a decent rookie season, but nothing crazy, especially when compared to Zion Williamson and Ja Morant, who had insane rookie seasons. But also another part of it may be he doesn't necessarily have the flashiest game, so the typical NBA fan wouldn't necessarily find his game entertaining. But who really knows or really cares what the reason is why he's getting disrespected? The main thing to look at is the fact that RJ Barrett has taken it on the chin and really improved his game. RJ Barrett is clearly playing like a cornerstone piece for the New York Knicks for years to come. And RJ is definitely in the running for most improved player, and if it wasn't for Julius Randle, who's also on the Knicks, RJ Barrett really had a good shot at winning it. But there are still kinks left in RJ's game, and I know for a fact that RJ will keep working and try to get all the kinks out and make himself the best player he could possibly be. I'm obviously pretty biased. I'm a Knicks fan and I really like RJ's game, but obviously he's definitely taken a huge step from his rookie season to this season, and now he's legitimately becoming an all-star type player. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think RJ could be a cornerstone piece for the New York Knicks, or do you think RJ Barrett isn't as good as I think he is and he's just gonna fall off? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Until the next time, peace out guys.